'Tis the season to be thankful, so don't ever stop that streak. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we had a very cool thing. We had the Ann Richards School of Young Women Leaders, the first ever all-women school to perform at the Macy's Parade. Have you heard of the Macy's Parade? I'm pretty sure you have. Pretty cool. We have had multiple schools from Texas. We've had Bowie in 2008. We had Hendrickson in 2016 come from the Austin area. But this school in particular is the former Porter Middle School. It is now the Ann Richards School for Young Women Leaders. And they did their first performance. You're never going to guess which song these women played. I'll give you 1 second. One. Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I know it's pretty obvious now, but our girls were there representing, singing Cyndi Lauper and performing to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Good job, girls. One thing about your school, several things about your school that are really awesome. 100% a graduation rate. Every single student that gets there graduates. What a great program. Last time I checked also, you had farm to table food from the farm to your table into your body. So how do we do that for all of our schools? And how do we get 100% graduation rate for all of our schools? What are you doing over there that's so unique and so successful? Although I did see that you were having a fundraiser for your school at the Four Seasons, so that might be indicative of where some of that money's coming from. Nevertheless, if you want to share your secret and get the rest of AISD up to speed with 100% graduation and farm-to-table food, if you would like to share that secret with us, we'd be happy to learn about that. We got a big story here. Big story. $17 billion big. That's right. Samsung. Have you heard of Samsung? What does Samsung make? Washer and dryers, TVs, phones, all sorts of electronic devices. They have decided to come to Texas. Where? Taylor, Texas. Where's Taylor? About 40 minutes from here. They got all the right incentives up there, all the right tax incentives for a big, major, worldwide conglomerate like Samsung to say, hey, Taylor, you're looking pretty good. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it was the Texas Beer Company. Shout out to my man, Ian Davis, who is one of the founders of Texas Beer Company there in Taylor, Texas, who actually said he's going to name a beer after in dedication of Samsung. It's a $17 billion endowment, the largest one Texas has ever received. And also, the $17 billion endowment is the largest Samsung has ever given to the United States. So we're talking a big deal, a very big deal. One of the reasons, too, we're having to jump on this train, it's very, very crucial. You might have heard of a chip shortage. It's happening all over the country, all over the world, really. And a lot of that is defaulted back to Taiwan. There's a major chip manufacturing plant in Taiwan. When they're slow, we're slow because they're making all of our products. So what are we doing? We're inviting Samsung over. Fun fact, back in 1990, the United States produced 37% of all manufactured chips in the world. Today, 12%. In a technologically advanced world that we are living, 12% of chip manufacturing is not going to cut it. So we're looking forward to the 2,000 jobs that are going to be created by Samsung to help get America back on the map. So we're making our own chips, so we're not dependent on another country's production level for our production level. There's been a big thing about cars. Lots of cars are not being able to be sold right now because they don't have chips in them. So we're about to fix that problem. Come on, Samsung, where you at? For all of you, though, who are wondering what this is going to mean for real estate, I'll show you a little something here. By the way, there's my buddy Ian. Looking good, buddy. That's a beer manufacturer right there. That guy knows what's up. So, as we look at this map right here, all of this area, I'm going to try to get my hand right. See all this area here? All of that undeveloped. This little strip over here, yeah, that's all Austin. See all that action? Then go over here. See all that non-action? I'm looking at my map over here. That's why I'm a little off camera. But this area all right here, that's just farmland. And I know there's a few of you folks that are new to town, new being less than 10 years in my book. People say, man, there's nowhere to live in Austin. It's so expensive. There's no housing. From where I'm looking at, it looks pretty good over there in the east. A new $17 billion endowment from Samsung. That is right here. That little white spot, that's Taylor. If you come down here, that spot is where the Tesla Gigafactory is at. So that's creating 5,000 jobs. That's a multi-billion-dollar factory as well. So here, up to here, 2 major plants, and then look at all this area. Where are the workers going to live? That's right. They're going to live in Bastrop. As the outsiders say, Elgin. It's called Elgin. Giddings, Hutto, even as far as Temple, Caldwell, all those places. If you're looking for somewhere to live, that's where you want to go. I'm not a real estateologist, although I do know a few. And soon we'll be having a real estate segment here on the show to let you know from a professional what's going on. My humble opinion, though, this area, get your money out, buy yourself a couple chunks of land, marinate 5 or 10 years, profit. Very, very simple. Look at that. If you don't think the Tesla factory is going to be doing any good, ACC just created a program. 6 weeks, boom, in and out, you can have a job at Tesla. That's if you have some skills. If you don't have skills, they have a 14-week program. They can still get you a job. Not bad. New guy coming into town saying, hey, I want to fit in. Here's some jobs. Good job, Elon. Speaking of new things in town. Whoa! Does that look good to you or not? I mean, kind of looks like it's from the future. It is a rendering, so it's not real. Do you know where this Violent Crown Amphitheater is supposed to go? Think 360 and Lamar. That's called Brody Oak Shopping Center. That's exactly where that's at. There's a Toys R Us there. Some of us are very familiar with the Toys R Us Hill. That's where the old Hobby Town is. Shout out to the Dotsons. And my family, growing up, went to a really nice restaurant over there, the Olive Garden. Still magnificent breadsticks there. Highly recommended if you've never been. But nevertheless, developers are proposing this. There. You got a driving range. You have a 20,000 seat amphitheater. You're going to have a nightclub. You're going to have a distillery. And you're going to have luxury apartments, as you can see there, overlooking the Greenbelt. Now, this all sounds good. Sounds great. Of course, land to be developed. It's centrally located in Austin. I'm a developer. I'm salivating because it looks so good. What can stop me? What can stop you? Local folks, people who don't want that to happen. And I would think that most people, I don't want to speak for anybody, but one of the main groups that are putting up some resistance is the Save Our Springs Coalition, located here in Austin. They are the front line when it comes to protection for Barton Creek, Barton Springs, or just the Greenbelt in general. Side story real quick. When my family and I moved into Barton Hills in 1988, 89, I moved into the Barton Hills area and there were SOS signs all over the neighborhood. And I thought, hey, Dad, what's up with this SOS? He told me the SOS group was trying to fight to protect Barton Springs. And I thought, who would want to pollute Barton Springs? I was 10, 11, 12 at the time. Loved Barton Springs. It's was and still is my most favorite place in Austin. I couldn't even fathom someone wanting to pollute that. I was young and naive at the time, but thankfully SOS at the time put up a good fight and they fought that. I want to show you a little something. This is a clip from 1990, the city council session where the developers came and gave their pitch. They said, we're going to do everything we can to make this new development sound as can be. They were trying to develop at the bottom of that hill, actually, of the 360 Toys R Us hill. But the people did not want that. Let me show you a little clip of how not only the people, but the city council members responded to the people.
The only justification for the variances were the supposed controls that were going to be developed at some future date. So now,
Okay.
what the motion is to grant the variances and no controls. It is really the worst possible outcome of the whole solution. Mayor, I make a substitute motion that we deny the PUD request. Mayor, I think that the motion as stated is a complete repudiation of everything that has been said tonight. Speaker after speaker for now more than 15 hours has come here and said to us that this is where we draw the line.
The people came to speak.
That we'll go to the wall or we'll go to the hill. And if we were to deny this motion and this PUD, we could go to the hill and we would go see the devil himself to protect Barton Springs.
Solid. Look at the people rejoicing. Thank you, council member, for hearing us. We came to talk to you for 15 hours. I highly recommend that video. I will leave a link for it down in the show notes. It's about a 25-minute video, but you see some of the most casual 1980 looking Austinites in their Birkenstocks and cutoffs. They're pouring out their hearts as to why they do not want to see that land developed. Very cool stuff. That is the stuff Austin is known for. That's the Austin I know and love. So I highly recommend going and check out that video. Got some pretty cool stuff. Remember, that spot is going to be developed sooner or later. So we, as Austinites, need to figure out what the best strategy going forward is going to be. Because there's inevitably going to be someone who says, I have a solution to create a environmentally conscious development here. The Save Our Springs Coalition is saying, hey, there's already too much development on this creek. The water doesn't lie. We have toxic algae in our creeks. You might have remembered a couple years ago when we had dogs that were getting sick from Town Lake and the toxic algae there. Not exactly the same situation because there was feces runoff and a lot of other things that contributed to that. But one of the factors is fertilizer runoff. So all that fertilizer coming down from the creek, from these new developments into the creek, these entities are creating something not known to the area naturally, and it's very toxic and bad. So we, as Austinites, as people, need to figure out how to have major developments come into town and be synergistic with their environments. I don't know if that's the word, synergistic. They want to just kind of mold with the environment, if that's possible for a huge development like that. I'm not sure. But keep that in mind when you drive by there. What is the solution? What do we want to have go there? This is on Lamar and 360. Hey, speaking of Lamar Grocery, just a couple days ago, somebody came in to claim a $1 million lottery ticket. Just chilling in their pocket. Oh yeah, there's $1 million right there. And apparently, according to the lottery officials, there's also a $250,000 lottery ticket floating around Austin somewhere. So if you have that ticket, holla at yaboy.com. Please get that money. Get paid. Sports. Sports are coming up next. Not sure if you can hear that or not. That's good. The Longhorns. Man, what do you got to say about the Longhorns? I'm not a huge football fan, but I am a Longhorn fan by default. They had a tough season. They ended their season 5-7. Now, these clips you're watching, that is a game against Kansas State, the final game of the year. UT won that game 22-17. And what happened is they finally broke their 6-game losing streak. 6 games in a row they lost. Way to break it up. A new coach, a new season. This is the coach's first year. I'm not really sure if he did a great job or not. I've never run a football team, but he looked like he was doing pretty good. He's confident. The Longhorns did not make the bowl season. They needed to be at least 6-6, and they're 5-7. They had a slight opportunity to maybe catch one more bowl opportunity if there wasn't enough 6-6 teams. There's enough 6-6 teams, so now all those 5-7 teams, Longhorns included, are done for the season. So that is the Longhorn season, and we'll look forward to another one next year. Speaking of sports, the Austin FC has announced their next game for the season opener. That's going to be February 26th, 5 p.m. And that is going to be against the Cincinnati Football Club. The Austin Football Club, fun fact, they were the only MLS team, that's Major League Soccer team, to sell out all 17 games. That's a pretty big feat. 20,000 people averaged for 17 games in a row. I'm impressed. Although, if you look at that stadium, you'd say, wow, that is a pretty badass stadium. I'd actually want to go there too, even if you don't care about soccer. They serve green beer there? Green beer? Green and black beer? Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. I think I'm going to start looking over my tech guy like this sometimes just for affirmation. Go sports. Who's that? I see you out there. Looks like we got about 13 people following. That's a record for Overton's window. Second episode, kicking butt. That's by ADD kicking in. How's it going? Hey, have you heard of this guy? His name is Willie Nelson. We're going to move to pop culture now. Willie Nelson has been nominated for 50 different Grammy Awards, and he's won 10 of them. And he is nominated once again. He has a new album, and it's a tribute to Frank Sinatra, and it's called That's Life. So he's nominated for that. Another group, can you name them? I'll give you 5 seconds. Black Pumas. They apparently crushed it at ACL this year. I missed it, but been hearing a lot of good things about Black Pumas. They have been nominated 6 times. 0 wins so far, but they are now nominated for Best Rock Album and Best Rock Performance. A couple of Austin guys. Go guys. Good luck. We also have Jack Ingram and Sarah Jarosz, a couple locals also nominated for a collaborative nomination and also Best Folk Album, respectively. Good luck for y'all. And lastly, for the local nominations for Grammys, this guy. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Kim Wilson. He was a lead singer from the Fabulous Thunderbirds. If you don't know about the Fabulous Thunderbirds, go to YouTube, type it in, have a good time. This is a cool guy, local guy. Have been seeing him down in Barton Springs for years. And he broke off and did his own thing. He's got a individual album called Take Me Back, and he is nominated for Best Traditional Blues Album. Good luck, Kim. Good luck to all of our Austin folks for Grammys. It's a big piece of metal. It's still an award. They're still significant. I have not won one. That's because it's not on my list of things to do, so that's probably not going to happen. Oh, here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. It's that time of year, folks. Trail of Light season. Dust off your Trail of Lights gear and let's head down to Zilker Park. 2 million lights waiting to see you. Coincidentally, we have 2 million bats under Congress Bridge. I'm into conspiracies, and I bet that's one. 90 different displays, 70 trees to go check out. Don't you dare forget about that big old Yule log burning over there. What's a Yule log? What's Yule mean? Like a seasonal thing? Do you ever use the word Yule outside of a Christmas season? You'll definitely think about that. Thank you. I'm going to be here all night, folks. So one of the cool things that they've done now, Trail of Lights was canceled 2020, but this will be the second year that they've done cars only. Used to be kind of a cool thing. You could take your family and pets and walk and stroll through. You end up at the end with hot chocolate and some music. No more of that. Cars only. Have to be enclosed. No bikes. No motorcycles. If you got more than 8 seats in your car, it's longer than 20 feet, you got to pay for 2 tickets. They're on it. $35 for regular folks. $65 if you want to cut the line. A friend of mine cut the line last year or 2 years ago, paid the $65, said it was well worth it. She does have 3 kids. So as you can imagine, sitting in that line of traffic could be hectic with kids. My recommendation, pee before you make this trip because you will be in your car for a very, very long time. Lots of attention out there. Now, never before has the Trail of Lights had competition, but guess what? This year it has competition in the form of the Peppermint Parkway out there at Coda. Coda is doing a $40 Trail of Lights type of thing. but they kind of upped it up a little bit. You see the Candy Cane cruise? What you can do for an extra $25 is you can drive 25 miles an hour around the Coda 3.4 mile loop. They have a lead car. You got to stay behind them, and you get to do 25 miles an hour. Not sure how I feel about that. As a car lover, a driving enthusiast, you don't really get to feel the sensations of the turns. You don't really get to feel the revs of the engine. You're just kind of cruising at 25 miles an hour through a world-class F1 track. Okay, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is worth $25. I get it. Now, there's also the Polar Express Pass and the Sweetest Deal Pass, where you get a bunch of amenities. You get to skip and drive. So, those prices range anywhere from $45 to $95, as it says there on the screen. Another thing that I learned about Coda as I was looking up this story, Codaland. Codaland. Have you heard of this? Look at that. That's a new thing that's going to be happening out at Coda very, very soon. It's called the Skyblazer. Skyblazer. Wow. They also have another one called the Palindrome. These are going to be the first Infinity Shuttle Idle coasters. Infinity Idle Shuttle Coaster. I'm not sure what that is, but these are going to be the first of them. And as you can see from that rendering there, that is a massive swing. 18 people get on that little disc there. You sit next to each other, and then they just throw you. Not my idea of a good time, but suit yourself. The Codaland is going to be primarily a kids park. Most of the rides are going to be for kids. These two rides, the Palindrome and the Skyblazer, those are going to be classified as adult rides. I don't know if that means you have to get naked on them, but they are classified as adult. Use discretion where necessary. Codaland, coming soon. I have this story on here, the Downtown Holiday Stroll. I don't know too much about it, but it's on here. Check out the Downtown Austin Alliance website. They are the hub for tourism in Austin. They have a little app. You can stroll around downtown Austin, check out some highlights, check out some Austin artifacts, and see some cool stuff for the holiday season of Austin. Holidays, downtown, stroll. I think that's about all I have for right now. Although, I do have a joke. I got a joke to tell. Have you stuck around? Are my people out there? Does anybody want to hear a joke? Jokes. Joke. Okay, hold on. We're going to see a joke, and you're going to love it. What am I looking for? That's right, folks. Voma the Unicorn here. Trying out a new costume. I thought it was going to be a lot cooler when I bought it. I do have a nice little mullet, though. It's pretty cool. All right, I got a joke. Let's squat down so you can see me. Okay, so this rope. It's a rope. It's had a long day. Just coming home. There we go. This rope is going home after a long day of work. He says, I'm going to go into this bar, get a drink. It's been a rough day. So the rope walks into the bar. The bartender says, sorry, bud, we don't serve your kind here. The rope, he's already had a rough day. He's like, all right, I'll go outside. So the rope goes outside, and he thinks for a second, mess up my hair and tangle myself up a bunch. I'm going to get this drink. So after he kind of gets a disheveled look, tangles himself up, he walks back in. Says, hey, bartender, can I have a beer? The bartender says, hey, are you that rope that was just in here? The rope says, no, I'm afraid not. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to work on that. Jokes. It was a little meta. I know. It's maybe too meta for some of you. You want a real meta joke? Check this out. A termite walks into a bar. And he says, hey, where's the bartender? Meta jokes. See, he's a termite, so he wants softer wood. So he wants tender bar. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to work on that. Woo! Back in the studio. Folks, that's my show for today. Episode 2 in the books. It has been a whirlwind. We are only going to get better with this show. My tech guy and I have been working to build this show for quite some time, so we really do appreciate you tuning in. We have a lot of fun, cool things coming up that you are really going to be excited about. We're excited about, so I know you're going to like them when they come your way. Until next time, folks, I hope you have a day just as nice as you are. This is Overton's Window. I'm Bulma the Unicorn.